All right, let's dive right in. I've got a wild question for you. Have you ever thought it might be possible to train just one of your arms and actually make the other one stronger? I know, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but today we're going to break down a concept that could totally flip the script on how you think about injuries, imbalances, and even busting through plateaus. And the best part? It's backed by over 100 years of solid science.
So picture this. You break your left arm. Worst case scenario, right? It's locked up in a cast for 6 weeks. Now, common sense tells us that arm is going to waste away, it's going to get weaker. But what if I told you that by only training your healthy right arm, you could not only prevent that left arm from getting weaker, but you could actually build new strength in it? I know, it sounds completely impossible, but it's real.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to introduce this incredible phenomenon. Then we'll peek behind the curtain at the brain's secret network that makes it all happen. After that, we got to talk results, the classic strength versus size debate. And finally, the best part, I'm going to give you a step-by-step playbook so you can try this for yourself.
All right, section 1. This whole idea of training one side to boost the other, it's not just some bro science you hear in the gym. Nope, it's a real, well-documented scientific principle, and it has a pretty cool name: cross-education.
So what is it exactly? Well, cross-education is what happens when you train, say, just your right arm or your right leg, and the opposite limb, the one that's completely resting, also gets stronger. Yeah, you heard that right. You're doing bicep curls on the right, and your left bicep is just chilling, but it's still getting some of those sweet strength gains. It's wild.
And get this isn't some new fitness fad that just popped up on Instagram. Scientists have been looking at this for over a century. The effect was first written about way back in 1894. Since then, it's been used for everything from learning new skills to, more recently, becoming a total game changer in physical therapy and for elite athletes.
So that brings us to the million-dollar question. How on earth does this actually work, right? Is it some kind of muscle magic? The answer is actually way, way cooler. And believe it or not, it has almost nothing to do with your muscles themselves. Yep, the secret to this whole thing isn't in your biceps, it's right between your ears. The strength gains you see in the untrained arm are a direct result of changes happening inside your central nervous system. We're talking about your brain. Now, to really get this, we have to split gains into two different buckets. In one bucket, you have your classic muscle gains, hypertrophy. That's when your muscle fibers actually get physically bigger. But in the other bucket, you have neural gains. Think of this as your brain getting smarter. It gets way more efficient at sending signals to the muscles you already have, so you can use them better. Cross-education is all about those neural gains. It's a software update, not a hardware change.
So how does your brain actually get stronger? Well, when you train your right arm, your brain isn't just focused on that one side. It's creating a kind of movement blueprint that your other side can tap into. Your brain literally learns how to recruit more muscle fibers at once, to fire those signals faster, and even to tell the opposing muscles, hey, you, chill out, so the main muscle can work without any resistance. It's a full system upgrade for your strength.
Okay, so your brain is getting smarter, which is awesome. But what does that actually look like in the real world? How much stronger can your untrained arm really get? And this, my friends, is where we find the catch.
Let's talk numbers, because they're pretty shocking. Study after study shows that the untrained limb gets a strength boost of about 7 to 18%. Now think about that. That is a significant jump for a limb that has done literally zero work. If you're in a cast, this isn't just stopping you from getting weaker, it's actively making you stronger.
But we can get even more specific. It turns out the way you lift matters a lot. Research shows that eccentric contractions, that's the lowering part of the lift, the negative, are king. They create a massive 17.7% strength gain on the other side. That blows the lifting part, the concentric, and just holding the weight, the isometric, completely out of the water.
So the takeaway here is crystal clear. If you want to maximize this effect, you have to focus on controlling the weight on the way down. Slow, deliberate negatives are what send the most powerful learning signals to your brain, creating the strongest adaptations that carry over to your other side.
Okay, so here it is, the catch I mentioned. While your untrained arm gets a lot stronger, its size won't change one bit. You get a 0% increase in muscle size. Remember, this is all happening in the brain. It's a neuro thing, not a muscular thing. You're not building new muscle tissue in the resting arm, you're just teaching your brain to use the muscle that's already there way more effectively. So you get all the strength, but none of the size.
All right, now that we know the what, the why, and the how, let's get to the fun part. Let's build a practical plan. How can you actually use this science in your own training, whether you're dealing with an injury or you're just looking for that extra edge?
Here you go. This is your cheat sheet, pulled straight from the research. To really make this work, you need to train with high intensity. We're talking heavy weights, around 75 to 80% of your 1-rep max. Do it about 2 to 3 times a week. Keep your reps low, under 8%. And, say it with me, emphasize that eccentric, that negative phase on every single rep.
Let's make this super simple. Let's take a bicep curl. First, you're going to pick a heavy dumbbell, one you can just manage to lift for about 8 reps. Second, curl it up normally with your training arm. Now, here's the magic step. Lower it, slowly. I'm talking a 3, 4, even a 6-second count on the way down. And while you do that, your other arm is just hanging out, letting your brain do all the work. It's really that easy.
So who should be using this? Well, the most obvious answer is anyone recovering from an injury on one side of their body. It is an incredible tool for that. But it's also amazing for athletes who are trying to fix strength imbalances between their left and right sides, or for lifters who are stuck on a stubborn plateau with a certain exercise. Honestly, it's for anyone who wants to train smarter, not just harder.
Look, if there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Strength is not just about how big your muscles are. It is so much more about the connection between your brain and your muscles. Your brain is the master controller of it all. And when you understand things like cross-education, you can train that controller directly and get some incredible results.
And so I'll leave you with this final thought. If your brain has this secret power to strengthen a limb from all the way across the body, what else is it capable of? What other hidden potential is just sitting there waiting for us to figure out how to unlock it? Pretty exciting stuff to think about. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you found this useful, do me a favor and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the science of getting stronger.